Our global society is becoming more and more multilingual due to our increased mobility. In fact, there is a tendency to think that multilingualism is a new feature of this globalized context, but it has actually been present in many societies throughout history. Take the Roman Empire. Its official language was Latin, but 1/4 of the world's population lived in its large territories, so many other languages were spoken as well. This meant multilingualism was common in education, family life, and daily interactions for almost everyone. This multilingualism led to Latin mixing with local languages before and after the Roman Empire. This mixing created new branches of Latin, which eventually became the Romance languages. Today, the most widely spoken Romance languages are Italian, French, Portuguese, Catalan, Spanish, and Romanian. However, there are also many other Romance languages, like Latin, which is taught in schools in Alto Adige in northern Italy, or Italian dialects like Neapolitan or Venetian. Despite being different languages, all of the Romance languages share features from Latin. We can see that Latin is the root of the tree, and the Romance languages are the branches, because they're all part of the same language family. The Romance language family is just one of 141 different language families. Language families share many similar grammatical features or similar vocabularies. We call this similarity linguistic proximity. There are many examples of similarities across languages in the same family. Sometimes we call these similarities transparency between languages. The concept of transparency can take place at many levels. For example, at the sentence level, like in the sentence, I study languages in these 3 Romance languages. In Italian, io studio le lingue. In French, j'étudie les langues. In Spanish, yo estudio los idiomas. As you can see, the construction for all 3 languages is subject, verb, object. Another example of transparency can be at the level of verb conjugation, such as the conjugation of the verb to be in the present tense in Italian and French. Finally, we can also find examples of transparency in words across languages. These are called transparent words. These words have similar spelling or similar pronunciation and the same meaning. For instance, the word tree is albero in Italian, arbre in French, and árbol in Spanish. These words have similar spelling and pronunciation, and all 3 share the same meaning. Therefore, they are all transparent words. Still, we have to be careful. Sometimes words may look transparent, but they're actually semi-transparent. Semi-transparent words have similar spelling or similar pronunciation, but they have different meanings. For instance, look at the sentence, I'm going to the library. In Italian, it's vado in libreria. The word libreria looks similar to library, but its meaning is different. It means bookstore. So, library and libreria are semi-transparent words because they have similar spelling and similar pronunciation, but they have different meanings. Of course, some words aren't transparent at all. These are called opaque words. They have different spelling and different pronunciation, but they have the same meaning. Look at the following words, for instance. Boots in English, stivali in Italian. Window in English, finestra in Italian. Book in English, libro in Italian. As you can see, these are opaque words because they have different spellings and different pronunciations, but they have the same meaning. When we notice different forms of transparency between languages, we optimize our linguistic transfer, a skill that means you can draw on all of your languages to help you interpret speaking or writing in a new language, for instance. When we use linguistic transfer, we consciously point out similarities and differences between languages. By making connections between languages obvious, we are able to avoid negative transfer, where we might use a semi-transparent word that isn't quite correct. For example, when we want to say, "I am taking an Italian class," we might think that in Italian it's correct to say, "Seguo una classe di italiano." However, this is an example of negative transfer. Classe in Italian specifically refers to the people that make up a class. If we want to say we're taking a class in Italian, we need to say, "Seguo un corso di italiano." By recognizing that class and classe are semi-transparent words, we can avoid negative transfer. Actually, the word corso and course in English are transparent words. Making that connection is an example of positive transfer. If you strengthen positive transfers, your Italian will be more precise, and your Italian language skills will improve, and it will help you learn other languages. To sum up, in this video we have learned that multilingualism is not a new phenomenon, transparent words can facilitate language learning, semi-transparent words can impede language learning, opaque words have different spelling and pronunciation across languages, linguistic transfer occurs when we activate our previous knowledge while learning a new language, positive linguistic transfer speeds up learning, and negative linguistic transfer slows down learning.